Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to visit a story that never was, but now has legs of its own. A story that has potentially climactic repercussions for the nation. But before we go there, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Now, let's see what the story is all about. Take it away, Martha.
Justice Samuel Alito is facing backlash following a New York Times report out this week showing an upside-down American flag was flown at his home in the weeks after January 6th.
If only this display were in violation of a law or code.
There's something called the flag code, federal flag code, and it says basically that it calls for respect for the flag and states flatly, and I quote, "No disrespect shall be shown to the flag of the United States of America. The flag should never be displayed with the Union down except as a signal of dire distress or in instances of extreme danger of life or property."
Hopefully this person will get the maximum penalty so that others will think twice.
There are no penalties for this. There's no criminal enforcement of this. But again, this is a very serious issue.
Let's play a game. Which video portrays a constitutional right to freedom of speech and does not violate Title IV of the U.S. Flag Code? If this were your answer, well, that would be incorrect. Here's Pierre Thomas to explain why.
There's something called the flag code, federal flag code, and it says basically that it calls for respect for the flag and states flatly, and I quote, "No disrespect shall be shown to the flag of the United States of America."
Burning the flag is a constitutionally protected freedom of speech right. Let's look at the flag code a little closer. Here we are, subsection 8, respect for the flag. No disrespect should be shown to the flag of the United States of America. Full stop. Burning the flag, in the opinion of many, is disrespectful. So that's a violation of the flag code. And you can also see in the two other videos, item B, the flag should never touch anything beneath it, such as the ground, the floor, water, or merchandise. Now, most of the time when these people are burning the flag, they throw it on the ground, pour lighter fluid or gas on it, and catch it on fire. That's disrespectful. So, all three videos show violations of the flag code. I guess the flag code is more of a guideline when it's violated by those who are more aligned with your political views. But the question is, how do we get where we are today with this story?
I'm joined now by the person who broke that story, New York Times investigative reporter Jodi Kantor.
It's just after January 6th, 2021. It's just before President Biden's inauguration, and people are seeing this upside-down American flag outside the justice's home, and this, at the time, is really a Stop the Steal symbol. And so people have this kind of what the heck reaction on a lot of levels.
Doesn't everybody know? Federal judges aren't supposed to make political displays. It's a pretty bedrock rule.
First of all, as everybody knows, federal judges are just not supposed to make political displays. It's a pretty bedrock rule.
They must have been thinking, wait a second, is Justice Alito an insurrectionist? Does he not believe in the peaceful transfer of power?
Second of all, they're looking at it and saying, wait a second, is Justice Alito an insurrectionist? Does he oppose the peaceful transfer of power?
Now, this must have been disturbing for the thousands of people who saw this.
Not everybody saw it.
Oh, so the two people that saw it, surely they quickly recognized, hey, something's wrong. That's upside down.
You would have to sort of pause for a second and look at the flag and say, hey, that's upside down.
So we got a flag that nobody saw, that violates a code that nobody follows, and that there's no penalty for. Got it.
This happened a long time ago. It's surprising that it took so long for the neighbors to come out.
Well, given the time of the occurrence almost 4 years ago, at least we can be assured that you took the time to do the research and not rush to publish a story that could cast a shadow on the integrity of a Supreme Court justice.
Perhaps, believe me, I was only able to really confirm this information very recently, and we got it in the paper pretty fast.
So again, why are we here? Why do they care about a flag code that they themselves don't even follow?
Marco, make no mistake about this. This inverted or upside down flag has become a symbol of election deniers and Stop the Steal supporters, including some who attacked the Capitol on January 6th. That's just a fact. And it's interesting, and critics say that people who use the flag in this way are at odds with federal law. The Justice Department has two cases before the Supreme Court, one involving presidential immunity, another involving whether they've applied a federal statute too broadly in connection with January 6 suspects.
Right now, the court is deciding two essential questions about January 6th. One is about a law that rioters and former President Trump, the nature of this law, does it apply to this situation? And then the even more immediate one is to what degree President Trump has immunity for his actions on January 6th. So these are climactic questions. They're going to shape the history of January 6th and how we remember it, the level of accountability that former President Trump has. And they also are going to have a lot of impact on the next presidential election because polls are showing that former President Trump is viewed differently, whether he's convicted or not.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
It's not about the flag. It's not about disrespect for the flag. It's not about the flag code. To them, it's about Donald Trump. And if he gets convicted, he's probably going to get more support, not less.
Alito claims this happened because his wife was in some sort of dispute with neighbors.
Justice Alito has this sort of long story about a fight that his wife was in with a neighbor that he's using to explain it.
Justice Alito has not replied to our request for comment, but blamed his wife in a comment to the Times and has downplayed the incident.
Is the "my wife did it" excuse, is that sufficient to separate Alito from any concerns about his personal political bias?
Don't care that your wife was responsible for whatever.
We have no reason not to believe what Justice Alito has said. Sins of the father. Is the son guilty for sins of the father? No. Is Justice Alito guilty for the perceived sins of his wife? No. She has her own mind. She has her own view. If we were to believe what he says, and we have no reason, like I said, not to, then she has every right to display whatever view she has in whatever dispute she has, as long as it doesn't cross any boundaries that affect someone else.
The central question here is whether Justice Alito or someone from his family was trying to show solidarity with those who wanted to subvert the 2020 election results, or even with those who stormed the Capitol on January 6th. Several legal scholars have been questioning whether Alito showed bias here and damaged his credibility. Of course, even the perception of a conflict of interest could be problematic and undermine faith in the courts.
What is the end game? What is it they want from all this?
Judges should absolutely recuse themselves in any proceeding where the judge's impartiality might reasonably, that's the key word, be questioned.
Dick Durbin is calling for Alito to recuse himself from all January 6 related cases.
And there it is. Stack the court, not by addition, but by subtraction.
Under these circumstances, in any court in this country, a judge would recuse themselves.
Really? Any court in this country?
Apparently, the code of ethics at the Supreme Court is just different. It works differently.
The judge's own daughter is making millions of dollars doing online fundraising for Democrats. They're using this trial as a hook.
He refused to recuse himself. He denies any conflict of interest involving his daughter.
I wonder if we were to ask the Advisory Committee on Judicial Ethics in one of the most liberal states in the country, what they might say.
And the New York State Advisory Committee on Judicial Ethics said the same, ruling, quote, "A relative's independent political activities do not provide a reasonable basis to question the judge's impartiality.
Apparently, the code of ethics at the Supreme Court is not different. You would just like it to be. That's all I have for now. Thanks for watching. Peace out.